Yeah, my front porch is kind of a mess. The ladder is here from the lights going up a few months ago. All my little potting deals are down there, not all of them. There's more in other places. My squash plants that never got put in the ground, they're just sort of struggling along in pots. I wanted to go live because we had some pretty incredible weather yesterday. I don't want this thing right in front of me. My dog bent this up. There was lightning and thunder out front, and she was out front. She freaked out and tore into one of my tomato plants. Bent up the cage around the tomato plant, flattened the tomato plant, and I'm not going to worry about it, but it is what it is. I'm just going to sit here and drink my 7th cup of decaf for the day. There we go. There you go. Decaf with milk and Truvia. I was kind of hoping for a light show. I don't see anything. I've been hearing thunder rolling in the distance. It's got my dogs all just shaking. They're so scared. But they're in the house. But we've had some wild lightning the last few days. And today. I just haven't been, oh, there was some thunder, so there must be lightning somewhere nearby. Sorry it's so bouncy. As usual, I have my phone in my hand instead of on some kind of a holder. Hello, whoever just wandered in. You're the second person in here. However, the other person went away. I was sitting on my front porch waiting for some lightning. We had a funnel cloud come pretty close to our ranch yesterday. And a friend said they think they had a tornado in their yard, but I think it was just a really active funnel cloud, because the Weather Service didn't say anything about any tornadoes touching down, but they did announce a funnel cloud. If you watch Max Velocity, he announced a funnel cloud, and he announced it right where our ranch is. So we went over there expecting a lot of damage, a lot of trees down. Hello there. Whoever just left the comment, I'm afraid I can't read your name. I apologize. Hey, Hannah. Ooh, there's a big roll of thunder. I'm hoping I can show you guys some lightning. The storm has been amazing. Hey, Jacob. Nice to see you. I think it's Zaina. Hello, Zaina. Boy, that thunder has got all 3 of my dogs just beside themselves. They're really upset. Hey, Tesso, you're stalking me. Hey, from Japan, that's awesome. Call you Junior. Hello, Junior. Hey, Tree Savage. Hello, Neo. Yeah, you can see my little squash plants. If you go to my shorts, my short videos, you'll see these little squash seedlings. They looked much better when they were smaller. They're all root bound and really sad. I could plant them at the ranch, but we have shale. It's really hard to dig holes in shale. Neo, I'm just sitting on my front porch in Northeast Tennessee. I don't watch soccer. No, I don't, I'm afraid. None of my girls played soccer. They played hockey and softball. And we never did get into soccer, mostly because I'm a wimp and I can't handle being out in the cold watching my girls play soccer. I'm just on my porch because there's been so much active weather. I was saying earlier we had a funnel cloud at our ranch property. It's about 10 minutes away from here, driving through town. And some friends about, I don't know, a couple miles away said they had such violent winds that they thought they might have had a tornado. But I think it was just the funnel cloud. It really was wild yesterday. We do get tornadoes here occasionally, but not very often. You won 18 trophies in soccer. Good for you. You've got a lot more in you than I do. I played soccer once and I went toe to toe with a girl, and I ended up with a broken toe one time playing soccer. Yeah, Jordan, welcome back. Is that Junior still, or is that Hannah? Hannah Garza, someone wanted me to call them Junior with your name attached. I love the weather. I grew up in the desert. You wouldn't call it a desert because we had plenty of water. We just didn't have enough rain. Like one year we got 2 inches of rain. And we had, I think, an 11-year drought where I grew up, where I lived up until just a few years ago. And now I'm in a place that rains multiple times a week. And I love it. I didn't think I could live in the rain, but I love it. Hey, is it Zaina? Hi, Zaina. Ah, Junior. Good deal. You can see we still have our 4th of July decorations up. I had nothing to do with that. I'm not a decorating person. And those in front of me, that's an Italian squash. It's called zucchino. I'll show you guys this squash. It's pretty amazing. This is a zucchino rampicante squash, and it's actually really small because the pot it's in is small, and so the roots are bound up. It can be eaten green as a summer squash, or like right here is the summer squash, but it should be about a foot long. If it had good roots, it'd be about a foot long. And then this is the winter squash. So right there, that one will be eaten as a winter squash. Osama, oh, we're not gonna play games, are we? So I'm still looking for lightning. I'm hearing thunder rolling. I'm not seeing anything. Just sort of out there. But it's all around, and it should be gone pretty soon. Like, the weather service doesn't show it lasting for very long. And then another patch will blow through, and the dogs will get all upset again. The neighbor's window is down on her car. That's unfortunate. I leave the windows down on my car sometimes, and it rains. It's no big deal, but it can be unfortunate. Hey, Theo, this stream is just about me sitting on the front porch waiting for lightning. Honestly, it's just been crazy in the house, so I thought I'd come out here and enjoy a little lightning and thunder. And it's pretty much stopped. It's kind of rude, right? Usually my live streams are at drag strips or raceways, and I'm usually live streaming drag motorcycles and sometimes cars. I'll probably be doing some cars this weekend. I have to see about the quality of my videos because I've used up all my high-speed data. I was at a race last weekend and I did a few lives and I lost all my high-speed data. It might have been the weekend before. It was the weekend before. So I might just take a bunch of videos and then download them in the evening instead of going live. I do like to go live at the racetracks, though. I really enjoy that. Hey, human. Tennessee. But you know what? I go to drag races all over the eastern and southern United States. So I've been to drag races in South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, obviously, because we've got the Bristol Thunder Valley here. And I've been to Michigan. I'll be at Illinois. I don't know. I think Illinois in August. Can't remember for sure. I think I've had pretty much most of July is just here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. We've got DER bracket races all week here at the Bristol Thunder Valley Raceway. So I'll be there. Most likely, like I said, I won't do the live streams because my high speed is used up. So they've got me on a really slow speed, so my video quality is horrible. But I can record and then post it later in the evening when I've got my Wi-Fi. As long as I'm not camping there. I don't know if I'm going to camp there or if I'm going to be at Wi-Fi. Anyway, so my channel has gone from farm and ranch things mostly to I started getting into foraging, and now I've gone mostly to drag racing, but I still do stuff at home and at the ranch. We have a house in town. That's where I am right now. And then we have a ranch. We do up the via. We do. We definitely been. Hey, TWC, nice to see you. We do get tornadoes here. Not since I've lived here. There was a tornado watch a few years ago, but I was actually out of state when that rolled through, and it didn't end up touching down where we are. But I think one year they had, I don't want to exaggerate it, but I think they had like 100 tornadoes touch down in the northeast corner of Tennessee. Pardon me. If you hang around long enough, you'll know I also have asthma, so every now and then my throat just goes really bad on me. But yeah, we do get tornadoes here, but we don't get them like they do in Middle Tennessee or even in Southeast Tennessee. So that's kind of nice. I'm happy. Hello, Marmaleo Familia. Right? Hi, Logan. I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't been live in a while. I apologize, guys. I actually have a lot of physical stuff going on with me, and with my high-speed internet needing to be bumped up to more, I've got to call Spectrum, and I guess I have to buy more high speed. I can't go live as much as I was. I can go live from the house because I have Wi-Fi. I'm just waiting for lightning and thunder, honestly. I really am. There's been some beautiful lightning here. Let's see, I'm trying to read the comments. I'm so sorry if I'm missing some of them. I've been great, TWC, except that physically I've been really, really tired, so I haven't really been motivated to do anything. I'm doing little things and trying not to be a total wuss, but like I spend... Sunday morning I woke up and I went to church and I came home and I slept the whole day. And then I got up and I went to bed. Well, I got up and I took care of the animals, and then I went to bed and I slept the whole night. There are some days when I'm sleeping on the couch most of the day, and I don't know why. I think I'm just still recovering from my surgery last year. Come on, sky, give me some lightning. Don't strike my house, though. Oh, a rainbow would be awesome. Logan, I do remember you, but I don't remember a lot about you. I just remember Logan Creed. TWC, I'm 62, so if I'm pregnant, it is a miracle, even more of a miracle than the birth of our Lord, right? No, I just had a really gnarly surgery last year and ended up having a tough recovery. Hello, Antonio. So we're just sitting here stalking my neighbors, right? The people right across the street. I hardly ever see them. Now, I'll tell you what, the house over here that I'm pointing at, there's an elderly lady that lives there. I think she's in her 80s, and she has a daughter who lives with her and a granddaughter. And the daughter, I believe, is in her 60s. I think she's my age. And we really see the ambulance there quite a bit. Very sad. I don't play Roblox, Soraya. Is that Zay? I'm sorry. Hey, Dale. I'm sorry, I'm not pronouncing your name right. Now, this house down here, check this out. These are a couple of ladies, and they've spent the better part of the last year putting in thousands of dollars worth of plants. That yard had no fence. It was just a house sitting on green grass. Of course, all the grass is green here in Tennessee. No fence and no plants in the front yard, and they've done a massive landscaping job, and it's just the two of them. They've done a really good job. And then over here is a young family. They've got a child, at least, maybe more than one, and they have a couple of dogs, and they have a puppy that my dog thinks it's her job to kill. I don't know why. Everybody's on leashes, so nobody's getting murdered. That's good. Let's see, there was a question. Sorry, I'm trying to see. We get along with most of our neighbors, and the neighbors that we don't get along with, it's really only been, I think the issue there is substance abuse. And when there's a really bad situation going on in that house, it's hard to know how to be a neighbor to that. So we just kind of stay away, and we can talk to them, but mean, the woman never ever, she pretends she doesn't see us, so you can't talk to her, but we can talk to her husband some. But as far as neighbors go, right next to us, I would say, are some of the worst neighbors we've ever had in our lives. We've always had really good neighbors, gotten along really well with our neighbors. And I mean, misunderstandings here and there, especially when you share a property line with someone occasionally, but not anything that was worth, getting super, super upset about. But yeah, I think there's a substance issue going on over there based on the late night deliveries and such that happen. It's quite interesting. I've never been that close to that. But yeah, we get along fine. We don't really communicate much with the neighbors across the street. We've got a pretty busy 25-mile-an-hour highway right in front of our house. Every now and then we go out and chat, but not very much. And I do want to talk to the ladies on the corner with all the landscaping because I'm so impressed with what they've done. I just want to go over and tell them how beautiful it is. Someday I'll be out here and I'll see them and I'll go talk to them and tell them I think their yard is just gorgeous. I've spent thousands of dollars. Stop yapping, share your OnlyFans. Corin. Oh, Corin, my dear. I do have an OnlyFans account, but I don't post on OnlyFans. I only joined it because there was a producer on there and she had access to a project I wanted to take a look at on her channel, but I didn't end up actually doing that. I worked on a project with her as talent. She was producer, and it wasn't an OnlyFans project, but I joined it just to try to stay connected to her and her project, and I haven't been back. It's not a platform I'm interested in. If I were to join OnlyFans, it would be to teach people how to sew on buttons and how to bake a potato, basic stuff that people don't tend to learn from their parents anymore. Hey, Kabul, thank you. Well, that's awfully nice, I am, of you to say that. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Like it. You don't have to share it if you don't want to, but you're definitely encouraged to. I'm just sitting here waiting for lightning. That's really the only thing I'm doing, but I'm also yapping. And I'm not going to be sharing my OnlyFans. Like I say, unless I end up doing like a how-to OnlyFans, it wouldn't be anything sexy. Good grief. I'm 62 years old, my darling. I'm closer to 63 than I am to 61. So anyway, but I could also do gardening. I don't think anyone would be willing to pay for stuff like that, though. I mean, seriously, to learn how to sew on a button, you can get that on YouTube. Logan, I've heard that there are creators on OF who actually do how-to stuff, and it's not anything sexual at all. It's all very appropriate, but I just don't know. I haven't really explored that channel much. And I hear that AI is going to put OF out of business because mostly men are willing to pay to see things, and if someone can create it with AI, they don't have to pay a human to do it, like the Tate brothers were doing. They were paying those women to do stuff on OnlyFans, but they could just do AI stuff. I think, I could be wrong, but I've heard that AI is going to make OF obsolete. So maybe it will switch over to a how-to and it'll become more like YouTube, only with subscriptions. Oh, Corin, I don't know about you, man. Hey, Andres. Yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere, but I think they may have to change some. But who knows? Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. Depends on if they get in trouble. The sky is darker to the southeast right now, behind that Tennessee flag. A little bit darker, but look, there's a little bit of green, a little bit of blue sky up there, green. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the sky is green. I'm trying to, what's the term? Gaslight you all into believing the sky is green. That would be sad. Yeah, Logan, there hasn't been a trial, has there? I know there's an investigation. The charges in, what country were they in that they got in so much trouble? Was it Hungary? I believe those charges were dropped. I could be wrong. And I know Florida is looking into charges against them, but I don't know if any have been filed. I don't know if they broke any laws. I know they broke moral code, but I don't know that they broke any laws. I haven't really seen much of them. I try not to, I'm not following the Tate brothers. Certainly, I'm not their demographic. I'm a 62-year-old grandmother trying to make sure my grandkids have a fighting chance in the world. Romania. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't think the Romanian government appreciated them at all. I think they thought they could get away with a lot, and they couldn't. Oh my goodness, enjoying my decaf here, if that's possible. I do enjoy decaf. Hello, I would like to say hi, but I can't pronounce your first name, but Connell is your last name. I can pronounce that. Hey, keyboard warrior. No, I'm in Tennessee, but it looks a lot like Pennsylvania, doesn't it? I mean, I've been through a lot of small towns in the east and in the south, and they kind of all look the same. I love it. We were just through some, was it Michigan a couple of weeks ago? And I swear, when we go on those little tiny roads, getting to the drag strips for the races, they all look the same. I mean, they look the same in Georgia as they do in Florida, as they do in Michigan, Illinois, probably in Iowa. Oh, we were in Iowa. Yeah, we were in Iowa for a race. I can't remember where it was. Is National Trails Raceway in Iowa? No, Ohio. I get those two mixed up. I apologize. We haven't been to Iowa. I don't think there's a raceway in Iowa. We were in Ohio, but I don't remember if that was National Trails. They just had a tragedy at National Trails. I don't think anyone died, but I think someone went to the hospital with burns. Our house, Kabul, that sounds really familiar. Can you give me a little more information about that? And I am sorry, I'm missing some of this. Yes, Will, we do go to Bowling Green, Kentucky. I'm missing some of the questions and comments because I'm looking at my beautiful neighborhood. I just love it here. I really do. It's so pretty. All my exes live in Texas. Well, that's why I'll have to stay in Tennessee. Is that how the song goes? Yeah, I used to sing that song a lot. But all my exes are in California where they belong. At least I think they are. The ones that are still alive. Ha ha ha. That's right. That's why I hang my hat in Tennessee. Who sang that? Tell me, who sang that? Because we have Tennessee Ernie Ford down the road here. His house is now a museum. But I don't think he sang it. Who was it that sang that? Oh, there's the neighbor's dog. It's a little hound puppy. Cutest little thing. Looks over at our yard because our girl usually barks like crazy every time he goes out the front door. You flew to Tennessee, to Nashville. You know what? I've never been to Nashville. I've been through, I'm trying to think how many times I've been on the road. I guess I've only been twice through, but I come through Memphis when I come over to Northeast Tennessee. I had a chance to go to Nashville the beginning of August with some family, but they decided they wanted to stay here instead of going to Nashville, so I'll be here. Oh, TWC, I don't plan on getting arrested, no. Yeah, white. Well, we've got, see, we've got blue. That's kind of a pretty blue. White, white, white. Then we've got brick. Then we've got white, white. We're yellow. The neighbor's house is kind of a creamier yellow. Ours is kind of a harsh yellow. Okay, where are we here? Hello, John. Maybe there was a sale on white paint like 50 years ago and they all painted their houses. Actually, the one directly across looks like it might be a light gray. It's hard to tell, of course, on the phone. That one over there is white siding. It's not painted. It's just got that plastic siding, and then they painted their chimney white to match it. Ours has some of that awful plastic siding on it as well. No, TWC, that's fine. Let's see. Did HOA tell him to do so? Thankfully, no HOA here. No, I've lived in an HOA neighborhood. Let me think. How many times? Maybe just once. Yeah, just once. That's enough for me. I lived in a condo once, and they had even more rules than. Wait a minute, was that the HOA? Yeah, it was the condo association. I got over that desire to live in an HOA when I lived in a condominium. Had a true story about living in the condo. There was a neighbor across the way from us. He was an older guy, single. And when I mean older, he was probably in his 60s. I was in my 20s. Logan, we probably live in a lower middle class area, actually, because there's a lot of down and out people in this neighborhood. It's a very old neighborhood. Our house is more than 100 years old, and so are the houses around it. We've got some down the road, just a little ways, that are closer to 130 years old. So these are old houses. Slowly, the neighborhood is getting fixed up. Anyway, my neighbor in the condos right across the driveway from me was an old guy, and his garage, he was always working in his garage. His garage was very clean, but he had like pinup girls on the walls, these posters of these young girls, teenagers, early 20s, that kind of garage setup. Pretty typical back in the 1980s, I guess. So he never had 5 words to say to me, which was fine. I was a 23-year-old young mother of, I guess I was young mother. I think I only had one. By the time I was 24, I had 2. And he wouldn't talk to me at all. He just, if I was walking by and I said hi, he would just pretend like I didn't say anything. So, hello, Batman. So I was out one day, my headlight had gone out. I had a Nissan, I want to say it was a 200SX, and the headlight had burned out. So I went down to the auto parts store and I bought 2 bulbs, because I knew if one of my bulbs went out, the other one was going to go out in a matter of hours probably. So I was out there. My car was parked in front of my condo. The garage door was open. It was my ex-husband and I that lived there, and he was at work. So I was out front changing the light bulb in my car, and he walked by and he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm changing the headlight bulb in my car because it blew." And he said, "You know how to do that?" And I said, "Yeah." Back then it was really easy. I don't think it's as easy now. I've had to do it the last year or two. I've had to switch out a couple of them, and it's a real pain in the butt. But anyway, it was easy back then. After that, he talked to me, because up until then, he just thought I was a worthless woman who was only good for 1 or 2 things. But when he realized I could wrench on a car, which is not exactly what I was doing, I was changing a freaking light bulb. But for some reason, that gained me some respect, which was interesting. We were never friends, but it was interesting that all of a sudden he was talking to me. North Korea, Dublin, North Korea. North Korea would be interesting, right? I don't think I would last long in North Korea. I'm not planning on finding out. No, I'm actually in Tennessee, Northeast Tennessee. And TWC, what did I see from you, my dear? Yes, you can ask a question. Hey, John, turn the camera around because you sound super attractive. Oh, darling, I'm 62. I will be 63 in a couple of months. So I don't know what you think attractive is, but I'm old, got no makeup on. Just sitting here. You can go to my channel and take a look at some of my videos. I show myself in some of them. I'm not interested today. I've had a real rough couple of weeks physically. I'm not in any shape to be bragging about anything. I've done voiceover work, so my voice is attractive to some people. I'm on a phone system somewhere in New York State for a company. If you call, I don't even know what company it is. It was a startup, and the guy got a hold of me and wanted to pay me to do the answering machine stuff, well, not answering machine, but when you call the business, if you need to talk to so-and-so, push 2, blah, blah, blah. He heard me on a radio show I used to co-host, and I use that term loosely. I was a co-host on a show, but my producer slash host of the show did 90% of the talking. I did a little bit, and I had a little segment where I did the news, and he heard me on that radio show and got a hold of me and paid me some pretty good money to do some voiceover work for him. That was fun. I was hired to do voiceover on a book on tape kind of thing, audiobook, and I got paid good money for it. And then when it came time to release the book, the guy got a hold of me and said, oh, by the way, I decided to go with a different voice actress. So when if you click on the audio file, you're going to hear somebody else's voice. So he let me know he hired someone else. So even though I got hired and got paid, can't use that in my portfolio. I kind of got fired when another actress came forward. That was fun. Hey, Logan, cool. I plan on writing some stuff down. Yeah, it was an internet radio show, and we had listeners all over the world. And my producer slash host of the show, he interviewed mostly men who were on television shows about prospecting for gold. It was a gold show. It was all about the ore. So my news was about the gold news. So I talked about what was going on with gold. The price of gold at the time, I think we broke 2,000 during that show, which was pretty amazing to me. And he's a gold prospector. I was a gold prospector. And I don't remember how we met. We didn't meet in person. I've never met the man. I did it from my house in California at the time. He did it from his home. I think he was in Arizona at the time, but he also spent time in, where is he? Vermont and New Hampshire. And he does a lot of prospecting up there. I may go up there and go prospecting with him at some point in the future. I don't know. I think that would be a really fun trip. Take the motorhome up. But we had a ranch in California with gold just in the ground, but I always went to the river and prospected. I used to teach people how to prospect for gold, how to, what we call, read the river to know where the gold is going to be. And I had a 100% success rate on teaching other people how to find gold, which was really exciting. I enjoyed that. And there were, I think the organization I was part of, we had like 20 claims. We probably have double that now. So I've been to a couple of those claims, found some really nice gold at one of them. Just a fun hobby. Never made enough money at it. I shouldn't say hobby. I mean, I did it obviously to find gold, and gold is very valuable. But it was just a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I never took it seriously as far as like a full-time thing, but I'm a gold digger. I'm definitely a gold digger. I'll get down there and I will dig for gold. I love it. I wish I could find places here near me. I went to Little Switzerland in North Carolina. There are some decommissioned emerald mines there. And I took my 3 older grandchildren to a decommissioned emerald mine, and we dug through the tailings piles for the whole day. Didn't find any emeralds, but we found specks of, oh my goodness. Oh gosh, it's red like a ruby, but it's not a ruby. Oh God, I can't think of it. Anyway, it's a birthstone for, oh gosh. Oh, this is horrible. Anyway, we found some red color. And then I found some other specimens. And when I took them to the gift shop before we left that day, the lady at the gift shop said she had never seen anyone come out of there with such big, beautiful specimens. So that felt good. I taught my grandkids how to prospect for minerals. That was a lot of fun. I might go back to that one. I might take my husband to Little Switzerland for the day and drive up in there and do some fun prospecting. Hey guys, 17 thumbs up. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Also, if you want to, you can subscribe. I usually don't just sit on my porch and point my camera at my neighbors' houses. Oh, there's a bird in that bush over there. There are some kind of bugs in those bushes. I don't know if you guys can see the bird. Oh, it's probably flown away. Nope, it's in there. They're eating some kind of bugs. And when we had baby robins on the front porch in the nest, the parents spent a lot of time in there. I don't know what they're picking up, but there's some kind of bugs in there. I've never seen them. Hey, Toto. Certo Rebalese? I don't know your name. But hello, Toto. Yeah, I've done radio, TV, movies, stage. The audio book that I got fired from, that was fun. Actually, it paid well. I was happy with that. I've done a lot of movies that never got out of post-production. I've been background on some pretty, I guess, popular Netflix shows that I've never seen them. I'm not really that interested, and I don't have Netflix. I agree about the comment about free pest service. I don't use pesticides because I appreciate that we have the little birdies here eating things. I don't want to hurt them. I can't imagine using pesticides. That would just freak me out. I don't want to kill everything. Although there are times when something will come through, like a plague of grasshoppers or something, and I just have to shake my head because they eat everything. I remember one year they ate my entire garden. It was just awful. That was a long time ago, but that was horrible. Actress. I've done voiceover in a movie. What was it? Okay, no. They did a voiceover, but then they put me, I was the ER doctor in a movie called Damn California, and it's DAM California. Pardon me, my asthma. And I don't actually talk on screen. I talk, but then they spin the camera around me because I'm in the emergency room giving some bad news to some parents. And it's kind of a weird, it was neat. I thought it was very creative the way they did the camera work, but I'm trying to think if I actually had lines. I guess I did have lines in that movie. That's right. And I was just supposed to be background. If you want to be a background actor, it's a lot of fun. It won't pay your bills, but it's a lot of fun. It does pay some. The red flag is Tennessee. Thank you, Qatar. We did have a good 4th. And then I was a lead actress in a movie called Lost Outlaw. I play Kate, an elderly mother with 2 adult daughters who still live at home for some reason. One of them's one of my daughters in it. These are not my real daughters, but one of the daughters in the movie, she's a real pain in the butt. I think that's why she's still at home. Nobody wants her. The other daughter falls in love during the movie, which is okay with me. If only she hadn't fallen in love with an outlaw, right? You just can't control your kids sometimes. I was in Lost Outlaw. I played Kate. And let's see, what other movies are out there with me in them? I don't know. I'm in a lot that just are like little, very low budget to no budget films. Oh, I was in a zombie movie. What was that called? The Uprising. The Uprising. It's only on YouTube. It's an 8-minute short video by Heather Parra, P-A-R-R-A. If you just type in Uprising, you won't find it. But if you type in Uprising Heather Parra, you will find it. I have one word in the movie, and I think that word is seriously. That's right, I say seriously. I wasn't supposed to have any lines, but the director enjoyed me, and she decided to give me a word, so she gave me seriously. And I'm a zombie killer slash security for the people who couldn't do much. I play a pretty badass bitch, I'll tell you that right now, just by my posture. And yeah, I had a lot of attitude in that one. That was a lot of fun, though. We worked 2 days at an abandoned hospital. that is now being used for something else. But that was a lot of fun. The Uprising, or just Uprising, I'm not sure which. Heather Parra, Parra. The character name was Jade, but nobody ever said my name, so you wouldn't know that was me. I think I'm wearing a rust-colored tank top and perhaps a pair of blue jeans or something. I've got a knife strapped to my thigh. I get in a fight with a zombie over a shotgun, or maybe it was a rifle. I don't remember. Anyway, it was a long gun, and it was fun. Got thrown around a little bit by one of the lead zombies, and it was fun. The Uprising. What else? So you can see Lost Outlaw, Damn California, The Uprising. It was supposed to be a 22-minute short, but by the time they finished editing, it was down to 8 minutes. It was accepted into the New York Short Film Festival, which is a feat on its own. I mean, that's a really tough film festival to get into. I was nominated Best Actress in a Feature Film at the Wild Bunch Film Festival in Arizona for my role in Lost Outlaw. They like to hand out nominations at film festivals so everybody can feel good about themselves. So that felt good. Being nominated, I didn't win, but I was nominated. I've been in a TV show as background, something called Sense8. Sense8, and I don't know anything about the show. Never watched it. I think it was on Netflix. I would think I was in 2 or 3 episodes of that, but I don't know. They shoot a lot of things. Sometimes they'll shoot a whole bunch of scenes while they've got all the actors there, all the background. I was also in a show called 13 Reasons Why, and that was also a Netflix show. Don't recommend watching it. I guess it's a really depressing show, but I was in a couple of seasons of 13 Reasons Why as a background actress. There's more little birds hopping around. This one's on my, oh gosh, what is that called? That bush. Dang, on my brain. Oh, I don't even know right now. Eating something in there. Hey, keyboard warrior, we do get tornadoes here, but we haven't had any here. Hi from India. Hello. Lost Outlaw. Lost Outlaw. One word, outlaw. And it was a 2022 production, I believe. We filmed it in 2021. No, in 2020. So it was a 2021 release. And it's a faith-based film. Oh, I played a really horrible person in a movie called D-A, Cut, C-U-T. In Da Cut. That is street lingo, and it was by Biblical Films, also a faith-based film, and it won for best faith-based film at the San Diego Black Film Festival. And I play a rotten person in that film. It was a really fun character to play. She actually is a predator, and I preyed on young men and made them scream and run out of my office in terror. So I was kind of a casting couch person. So that was a fun role to play. I play Caressa Crazy, the owner of Yum Yum Studios. Hey, Ruan. Why would you do that? Why would I do what? I don't know. Anyway, that's my story. Yeah, I've been in a handful of movies that have made it out of post-production. I've been in a ton of movies that never finished because they didn't have the money to finish them. And there's quite a few I've been in that I don't know the name of the movie and I don't know how to find them, because I just used to be in a place where pretty much everybody was making movies, and so that's what we would do on the weekends. We would go make movies, and that's that. trying to read comments. My eyes are not so good. So you were in movies, and this is the best neighborhood. Yeah, no kidding, right? Yeah. Well, we also have a 65-acre ranch a little ways away, so we don't spend all of our time here. But this is a nice little house. It's cute. It's 100 and depends on what paperwork you look at. In some paperwork, it's 102 years old. In some, it's in the 90 years old. Just depends. Yeah. No. You know that probably 90% of actors and actresses make less than $5,000 a year. I mean, that's a real statistic. And that's SAG-AFTRA actors. I'm not even in SAG-AFTRA. I don't do vouchers to be in the union. So, yeah, very few actors and actresses make enough money to even make a couple of mortgage payments a year. It is what it is. But it's okay. I like doing it. And I like getting paid too, but I don't always get paid. Some of the projects are just what I would say are passion projects by the producers, and I just like joining in and having fun. Hey, they feed me, they do my hair and makeup. Usually I get to wear fun costumes. No, they don't make millions and billions. No, that statement's not true. The producers I work with generally don't even break even by the time their project is finished. And they go to film festivals to try to get some awards so they can make another project in the future. I was only part of one project where they made money, and it actually became a major motion picture. Local talent, and then he sold the concept to Hollywood, and Hollywood came out with a movie, and I can't remember what it was called. They deleted all footage with all of us in it. That was part of the deal. They had to destroy the entire project. None of us could use it in our reels or anything like that, because the producers didn't want another version of the movie floating around out there. So, because they were going to spend a bunch of money on A-list actors from Hollywood, probably B-list or C-list. But anyway, it was a pretty good movie. It was a horror movie. It came out around Halloween a while back. But no, none of the people I worked with made big money. Even the ones that, well, let me think. The TV ones, background acting, yes, I got paid good money. Union wages, overtime, bonuses for different things. Yeah, I made good money being background for TV and movies. I was in a movie called Paparazzi. I had a scene with the lead actor in that. I wish I could remember his name. He's in Yellowstone. I think he plays the main guy in Yellowstone, the TV show. I had a scene with him, but my scene was cut. Did not make the big screen, which kind of was a bummer. That was like really fun shoot though. But no, nobody's making millions and billions in the movies I'm in. I'm in mostly little passion projects. Like Damn California, I don't even know if they ever broke even. Lost Outlaw, yeah, they probably broke even because they got a distribution deal that was really good. It went international, but I don't know how much money they made. I don't think they made a lot of money off that one. Let's see, the zombie movie probably didn't make a whole lot of money, if any. I mean, maybe it made some money, but it was an 8-minute short. I don't know how much money she could have made on that. And, you know, people aren't out there getting rich. Most people in Hollywood only last a little while till they realize there's really no money in making movies unless you're one of the big studios, and I didn't work with them much. The ones making millions and billions, those guys are paying union wages, and their actors are making good money. I've never made that connection to be in a show or a movie that makes good money. I would love it. It would be fun, but I would have to leave the country life that I'm used to and move to a city, and I hate that. She wasn't really my manager officially, but she worked with me. She wanted me to go to Hollywood full time, and she wanted to manage me. She really wanted me down there working. I just couldn't do it. I would have had to leave my country life. I like I like country. I'm not into the city. I'm certainly not into Hollywood. That place is deranged. I would go to Hollywood and work for a day or two and then go home. But there's no way I could do like a TV show and live in a city full time. It's just not worth it to me. All right, guys, I have been live for 50 minutes. I'm going to say goodbye now. If you're still here, thank you. There are 7 of you in here. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that, to those of you who did that. If you want to see more of this, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I generally, like I said lately, I've been posting a lot of drag racing, but I still do the animal stuff. You can see my shorts from yesterday. A little bit with the goats, a little bit with the fact that we had a funnel cloud at the ranch and some of the ducks. I posted some with the dog today, just talking about her ear infection. She's had an ear infection for a few months. And I'll be doing some more racing this weekend. They start pulling in tomorrow to the Bristol Motor Speedway for DER bracket races all next week. Hopefully the rain will allow a lot of that to happen. Should be a lot of fun. I'll be posting videos. I don't know if I'll be going live, but if I do end up having some high-speed internet, I will probably go live. Maybe I'll save it for the finals. I don't know. I'll also be volunteering at the track, so there might not be a lot of opportunities for me to go live because I will have some duties as a volunteer. So that's also a possibility. But I'll record what I can, post when I can, and I'll go live next time I get the urge. We didn't see any lightning. That was really my hope, was to see a thunderstorm blow by and share it with you guys, but it never materialized. It just sort of materialized. That's a new word. I don't even know what that means. Never materialized. It was all around me, but it never actually blew right over. So you guys have a great evening. I'll be posting more videos later, and be blessed. Thank you.